Hey everybody, today I'm going to review the Ingersoll Rand D5140 1/2-inch 20-volt cordless drill. Now this is part of their IQv20 series of tools, and it's actually one of the most powerful drills on the market today. It puts out up to 700 inch-pounds, and I gotta tell you, after using this, it has really impressed me because it really will eat through anything and it does not slow down or stall. Now, I haven't had any problems out of it. I've been using it, I would say, for the last 2 or 3 months. I gotta tell you, just the amount of power that they have packed into this is really surprising. And it's one of those tools that you really aren't gonna be able to fully appreciate until you see it in person. Now, if you're already an owner of the IQv20 series of tools, such as the W5140, then you already have the charger and the batteries that you need to operate this. It will not run off the compact battery packs, but as long as you're using the high capacity battery packs, it's going to operate it perfectly. Now it does have 2 different speed settings. Speed 1 is going to be a lower speed but higher torque setting, and that's going to be 0 to 500 RPMs. But if you're drilling through something, let's say just some plywood or a 2x4, and you want to bump that up to 1900 RPMs, then you'll flip it to speed setting 2. Now it does have 16 different clutch settings, and it does have a 1/2-inch chuck. Now the teeth in here are made out of carbide, which is very hard material. It's going to grip into whatever hex bit that you put in there, or even a round shank on just a standard drill bit. It's not going to let go, and those are going to last for a very long time. The handle is fully adjustable, so you can just untwist it slightly, and I have it set up for right-handed use. But let's say you're left-handed. You can easily just, like I said, unscrew this, and then it's going to rotate around. And you can stop it at any point in between. So it's not left or right only. It does have a wide range of motion that you can really adjust it to. So if you get into some tight areas and you just don't have the room to work with it being completely sideways, you can still get in here and you can do that very easily. Now it also has a depth gauge, which I don't have installed, but I'll show you next. So if you don't want to drill in too far into something, then you can put that right in the handle, screw it down, and then it's going to prevent you from over drilling something. So what I'm going to do now is show you what comes in the kit, and then we're going to see it actually being used. Now if you get one of the kits, then it's going to come with this real nice blow mold heavy duty case that will stand upright on its own, and it also has a carrying handle. Now we can pop the latches open, and inside is going to be the D5140 along with a 3 amp hour high capacity battery already installed, a second 3 amp hour high capacity battery, the charger that's not only going to charge these batteries, but it also has a USB port on the side so you can charge your cell phone or your tablet, and you'll still be only using one outlet near your workbench. And then there's finally the depth rod in here, so if you want to have a controlled drill as far as how deep you want to drill a hole, you can install this into the handle, which is going to give you a lot of extra control, and it's not going to jerk out of your hands while you're drilling. Now the final thing I want to talk about as far as the case goes, they do design these so you can put them in a toolbox. And the way that you would do that is there's a spring-loaded hinge pin right here. You can pull that up, rotate the lid slightly, and then the entire lid is going to slide off the bottom portion of the case. You can then take this case with everything inside, place it in your toolbox, and you're not storing the lid along with it. Now if you want to carry it somewhere or store it on a shelf, it's very easy to reinstall the lid because you'll just line up the bottom pin, slide it into place, pull that spring-loaded pin, and then release it back into the hinge, and now everything's good to go. Okay, for the first test I put a 1/4 inch cobalt drill bit on here, and I'm going to go ahead and drill through this sheet metal. You can see it is very sturdy, it's pretty thick gauge, and I'm going to go ahead and just pop a hole through here. You can see it popped the hole right through there. It was a very clean hole and it cut right through the metal with no problem. Now using the hole that we just drilled as a pilot hole, I'm going to go ahead and take this bimetal hole saw and see if we can go ahead and pop a bigger hole through this metal. Yep, it was able to pop a hole through there and really did it pretty quick on speed setting number 1. Now, although the D5140 is not a hammer drill, you can still use masonry drill bits to drill in things such as cinder blocks. So it just takes a little bit longer, but it will do it. Now we're going to see how many holes this can drill on one battery charge using a standard 3 amp hour battery that's fully charged. Now I have a 1-inch self-feeding wood bit, and I'm going to go ahead and be drilling through standard 2x material. So I'm going to be on speed setting 1, which is a higher torque setting but lower RPMs, and I'm going to keep drilling holes until the battery dies. Okay, I have not stopped once. It is not overheating, it's not smoking. I have not been able to stall it out. I've been pressing in with all my weight with every hole I drilled. I'm pulling in on the trigger all the way, so it's going at maximum speed. And we've drilled holes through this complete 2x4. I'm gonna go ahead and grab another one right now so we can continue until the battery dies. Okay, it just stopped. We made it almost all the way through the 99th hole. So on one battery charge with the 3 amp hour battery, that just is absolutely amazing to me. Now I was using a 1-inch self-feeding wood bit, and I was using this on the speed mode 1, which is going to be the slower speed that's going to have more torque. And I was holding on the handle as well as pressing it on the trigger all the way the entire time, and then pressing in with my entire body weight on the rear of the unit. So I was not able to stall it out. There was no smoke, no smells, or really anything bad happened to the drill. And it almost made 100 holes through standard 2x material on one 3 amp hour battery charge. Okay, now I put a 2x8 in the vise, and let's say you need to drill some bigger holes. I have a 2 9/16 self-feeding wood bit. We'll go ahead and see if this will pop a hole through the 2x material. Popped it right through, left a real nice clean hole. It did not stall out, and it chewed its way right through the 2x material with no problems. And for the last wood test, I'm going to go ahead and drill a 4 1/4 inch hole through this 2x8. So now you've seen the D5140 for yourself. This thing has a ton of power, and it even surprised me with how many holes it could drill in one battery charge. Now I will say that it is very well balanced. It comes in at just over 5 pounds. And that handle, even though it is movable, if you don't want to use the handle, you can even remove it. So you can just unscrew this, the entire handle is going to come off, and then it's going to look just like a standard drill. Now, this is not a hammer drill, so if you're working around concrete or you need to drill larger holes into concrete, this is not going to be the drill that you're going to want to get. But, you know, if you're just doing a small hole into some cinder blocks or something, it's still going to be able to do that for you as long as you're using masonry bits. So overall, I gotta say, it was very surprising to me to get this, especially thinking that Ingersoll Rand is only an automotive-based company. This is actually something where even if you're a contractor, it could work for you also. So if you do have some of the other tools, you may want to look at expanding and get one of the D5140s to complete your lineup. If you like this video, please click like. If you like my channel, please click subscribe. And thanks for watching.